they're reporting on the labor statistics right now and unemployment. They're stating that I saw the figure, it was 6.3%. They say it's stuck there. Now I see that they give the quantity is 92,009,000 Americans are not working. That is a 36-year low, a lethargic economy. Now, what I also have heard is that we're not in a recession. We have already recovered. That's what I have been hearing. Taken in comparison with some of the statistics, the different aspects, such as this, who's working and who's not, it doesn't really add up. Also, I wanted to report that I heard something came out a few days ago, which is an alternative, not the mainstream, not the typical thing that our questionable government, our government that has a different sense of reality, keeps changing definitions. Well, here's what they do. They change the parameters and how any term is defined. In other words, unemployed doesn't mean what it used to mean 30 years ago or even 15 years ago. It doesn't mean the same thing to them. So when they compile their statistics, they're adding less people to that. Now, if that's not shady, if that's not deceptive, I don't know what is. As far as I'm concerned, my personal opinion is that I haven't been employed for decades, and I get by. I'm maybe some sort of rugged individualist. And personally, I don't get support from the government, although I would not refuse it. It's just difficult when you're male, you're middle-aged. There is a double standard, and basically, I'm not complaining. I do what I do on YouTube. I do what I do with all the other things that are happening. I do odd jobs, whatever it might be. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, probably. But what have I got to do with this labor thing that the government's putting out, and do I think that I'm counted? Am I one of those? Well, maybe not specifically, as in like the census and everything when they do that. Maybe they're just giving their best guess. But in this case where they're putting out this hype, their guess is how much they're going to deceive people that there is actually a recovery and that the economy is picking up and that people are going to work. No, they're not. Okay? People that are coming out of high school, 18, 19, or 20, and if they're not going to college, where are they going into the workforce? Do you find tons of jobs around wherever you go?
There's a lot of jobs, but they're all low-income jobs. And
how much?
Like just minimum wage. Pretty.
What is the minimum wage that you've been offered?
It's about, I think, $8 or so. Probably lower.
It is lower than 8. I don't know the exact figure because they just did something with that. Sorry if I really should know these things, exactly what the figure is. I think it's 7 and change. When I started working, by the way, I was at 3.35 cents. $3. And that was almost enough to live on without having to borrow any money at the end of the month. These days, with 7 and change, which is more than twice when I started out, when I was his age, it's still not enough. If you're out there and you're not working a full-time job at over $10 an hour, you're getting behind. Now, you ask the question, why bother to work if you can do it any other way? If you work on the books for a paycheck every week at that rate, less than $10 an hour, where are you going to get? Just further and further into debt and wasting all of your time where you could be gaining other skills because you're spending all your time working for them. Well, maybe it's the Republicans that want you to do that. Maybe it's the Democrats. I don't know who it is, but no matter how you slice it, wherever it's coming from, it really doesn't make sense, and that's not the system that America's supposed to be. But there you have it. That is reality today. Please leave your comments. Let me know, even if you disagree, whatever. This is an open forum. Thanks for watching.